They're fake. We're not. You two are together because I didn't want Abby.
No, mate.
The only reason none of us wanted to get to know Abby is because we felt sorry for you. You've been single for 3 weeks.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beats, your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 10, Episode 39, and let's get right into the video. So let's get right into the video. Obviously, you know, Whitney and Lockham saved Mitchell and Ella B. They come back to the villa, and obviously not a lot of the Islanders are kind of like, you know, liking to the fact that she actually saved Mitchell and Ella B. They were like, Whitney.
Is it savage?
Katie went home.
Did you send her home?
Well, yeah.
That's who you chose?
Yeah.
What? Let's see, Mitch is still here. What? Joking. What, Whitney?
Oh, it was mad.
Tyrique had something to say. He was just like, I think you guys made the wrong decision, not saving Katie and Uzi. Abby chime in and basically hop on Tyrique's bandwagon and basically like agree to the point.
I feel like I don't envy you lot. That decision's hard, but I feel like it might be the wrong decision, innit? That's just me being honest now. If I'm being real.
I feel like having good characteristics, Island.
Like, if Mitch is still here, I'm happy that he's here, man. Don't sound like it, bro. I can't lie.
So that's what was said. Next thing you know, the girls are chatting. And basically, you know, Abby's still like reiterating that, you know, Katie and Uzi had a stronger connection than Mitchell and Ella B. So, you know, she was saying that right in front of Ella B's face. And, you know, basically kind of like saying that Ella B and Mitchell shouldn't have been saved over Katie and Uzi. So then Ella B and Abby, you know, had a chat. And, you know, she was talking to Ella B, and Ella B was just like, I didn't like the fact that I kind of didn't feel welcomed when I came back, because it shouldn't have been like, oh, you saved the wrong person. Like, even though maybe you have your opinion that Katie and Uzi should have been saved over them, you shouldn't have been like unwelcoming to Ella B and Mitchell. You know, you should have been like, oh, well, you know, since Katie and Uzi's gone, you know, sad, but at least you're here. Like, I'm glad to see you here. And, you know, Ella B had a point. She had a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in a villa. You're all here for yourselves. At the end of the day, you're here to find your connection, here to find your couple. Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know? And you're all living in the same villa together. At least be, like, a little cordial. Like, the fact that almost half the villa basically had distaste or really just kind of felt like Whitney made the wrong decision saving Mitchell and Ella B, which is like, you know, I can understand her feeling a bit, you know, unwelcomed, and especially with Abby kind of backing Tyrique's, you know, comment about, you know, Whitney made the wrong decision. So Mitchell kind of was funny because, like, the villa was dead silent, I guess, because Abby was talking to Ella B, and Mitchell was just like, you know, Abby said to Ella B, like, oh, he didn't even see you and Ella working on the outside. So Mitchell was just like, I never said that. And he was across the villa sitting down. Like, when talk about eavesdropping.
In words, has literally said that you won't work on the outside.
I've never said that in my life. That's the biggest load of bullshit ever.
We'll roll the tapes, babes.
We'll roll the tapes, babe. Why are you so obsessed? You've got Scott.
I feel like you're being so bitter because even when I asked you about the Scott thing,
I don't want to be
so why don't you just focus
so
on
much.
you and Scott?
Like, everybody was dead silent. Like, how you heard that conversation? Like, how loud was Abby talking? That's what sends me. That's what sends me. Abby was talking mad loud, or the villa was quiet. Okay, so he actually stepped over to the conversation because he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go sit in on the conversation.
Like, even if, like, it does, regardless if Katie come back or if I come back, everyone should be made to feel welcome. No one should be made to feel like they're not worthy to be here.
So the only thing that LED was saying is just like, I understand you have your opinion of who should have been saved and whatnot. You know what? But you should have just at least come correct or came a little bit better with how you reacted and not jump on Tyrique's bandwagon. So, you know, Scott actually came over to the conversation too and basically was listening to the conversation. And I'm just like, send Scott and Abby home. Like, please get Scabby out of there. Get Scabby out. Like, their time is up. Like, I do not want to see any more of them together. Like, please, like, get Scott and Abby home. Like, please. But, you know, he came over to the conversation, and obviously, you know, it wasn't really going anywhere, but I guess Abby apologized, you know, for her comment. So they, you know, they came over to the day beds, and like Whitney was just like, you know what? Abby was basically giving bitter because she obviously still has feelings for Mitchell. Like, why would you even insert yourself into that conversation? Or, you know, if it's like, it's coming, like, even though you said what you said, it's coming from a place of bitterness and not like, you know, just saying a generalized statement.
What did she say?
I can't remember specifically, but it was definitely why are you still here?
Oh, you feel like her comment come from a better place, basically.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. Are you not really gonna sit here and act like?
I don't talk to Abby.
She literally didn't bring it up out of nowhere though. Like, I'm actually gonna back Abby because she never brought it up out of nowhere. Like, she's obsessed.
No, but
wasn't that
the point is, Abby's intention behind these comments stems from the bitterness she has towards Mitch. No one, she's using it as a front. Like, don't be silly. You lot, come on, be smart.
So then, you know, I guess Scott and Ella was trying to like back up for Abby, but then, you know, Whitney was just like, no, are you being daft? Are you being silly? Like, don't be silly now. She's coming out of a place of bitterness. So, I mean, Whitney had a point though, because obviously you won't come with that much of him if you still have feelings for Mitchell. Like, if you don't care, you would not even talk about it. But she, you know, Abby's just saying like, oh, I'm just saying an opinion. Like, I have a right to give it my opinion, da 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 da. So she was talking about it to Whitney. Whitney like was talking about it to Abby and like saying like, you know, I think you're kind of coming out of a place for, you know, bitterness. And, you know, it was Whitney speaking facts. And, you know, even though Abby doesn't want to hear it, she got up and basically left the conversation. And she just felt like, you know what, I couldn't give my opinion. But I'm just like, if you didn't have, that wasn't even a great opinion to even say, to tell because you're basically, all you're doing is telling Whitney and agreeing with Tyrique that Whitney made the wrong decision. That's what you're telling Whitney. So even if it was your opinion or whatever, you're still basically attacking Whitney, or basically telling Whitney like, oh, you made the wrong decision. Like, you shouldn't, like, that's not the decision I would have made. Well, still, at the end of the day, it's Whitney and Lockham's decision. So at the end of the day, you're in here for yourself. You shouldn't really care, like, about Katie and Uzi being sent home. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Molly was kind of funny because Molly was just like, you know what? I'm glad Katie's sent home because she felt like Katie was like an issue between her and Zack, and, you know, one of the reasons why her and Zack are having problems. Which I'm just like, in the morning debrief, Jess actually made some points because she said, you know, Molly thinks that all her problems left with Katie, but the problems still are here with Zack. And like, I don't know why you think Katie's this big issue in your relationship. It's really Zack. It's really Zack. But, you know, keep on, Molly, keep on. But, you know, that's what, you know, Molly was saying. Like, she's glad that Katie was gone. She agreed with Whitney's decision. She thanked Whitney for sending Katie and Uzi home. Obviously, Mitchell is thanking Whitney for, you know, and Lockham for saving, you know, Ella B and him. You know, Ella B's only backbone or whatever, like, you know, something leg to stand on in this whole situation is that when she first came in was that she had a date with Mitchell. So she basically like, oh, I had a date with Mitchell, so basically it shows that I actually like him, and da da da. Because everybody's saying like, you actually wanted Tyrique, so I don't know why you know, trying to front and like play it up that you actually really like Mitchell when you don't really like Mitchell. Like, I don't know, she's just trying to play it up now, but she don't really like Mitchell, like, be for real. But her leg to stand on is that she took Mitchell on the date, so to show that she has interest in him. So they were trying to clock her tea, and she, you know, she tried to like, you know, come back with something, I don't know. So obviously, you know, just get Scott and Abby out that villa, because what are we doing? Get them out of the villa, get them out of the villa. I can't see that. Like, please go. Later on in the episode, next morning or evening, we see Tyrique basically get Zachariah and Sammy to like basically set up this whole like little spot. They got the 2 bean bags underneath the heart shape arch, and basically set it up for him and Ella to basically, he wanted to tell Ella that he loved her. And he had, you know, Tyrique made these chocolate covered strawberries for Ella. And, you know, he basically told Ella that he loved her.
To let you know that I just can't wait for our future together. I'm really excited. Yeah, and I just wanted to let you know that here, and to say to you that I do love you.
Exactly the same. I love you too. No, I actually do. I love you. And even when we met on day one, like straight away I knew there was something there, but I didn't know if we could like get to this point. We came through so much, and I feel like I've watched you change as well.
The way I've changed as a person, on a personal level, I can feel myself how I've changed, like, and that's all down to you, really.
And I would say, you know what, props to Tyrique and them. Like, you know, this is the first, you know, time in the season that you don't use the terrace as your point of, you know, destination to do something sweet for your significant other or whatever. This is like, he actually put some thought into it. I guess they always sit on these orange and pink bean bags, so I guess he put a little thought into something for him and Ella. So I was like, okay, Tyrique. But obviously we got the first love confession of the season. You know, big up to Ella. Yeah, once again, we got Tyrique basically sending his boys out to do what he gotta do. You know, sending his boys out. But yeah. Also, this whole Zack and Molly situation, obviously, you know, Molly's trying to like say she didn't really want space from Zachariah. You know, Zachariah is saying to the guys that he want Molly to like meet him in the middle. You know, basically, you know, whatever. I don't really feel like Zachariah is like head over heels for Molly. He might have some interest in Molly, but I don't think it's going to be any type of long-term situation. But I don't think he's head over heels for Molly. Like, he's just going with the flow. That's what it is, because I don't think that's going to be a long-term relationship at all. You know, Molly obviously likes him. It is what it is, but it's not looking... Like, Tyrique and Ella basically told each other they love each other. The episode basically ends with that. All the islanders are basically happy for them, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, we see the preview for tomorrow night, and they're doing that least compatible... You know, basically that challenge that gets everybody like kind of riled up at the end of the season. So we see Mitchell and Ella B coming after Scott and Abby. So Mitchell told Scott and Abby that they were the fakest couple. They don't have any, connection with each other or whatever. So, and he was like, the only reason that they're coupled up is because, you know, he didn't want Abby anymore. And I'm just like, wow, Mitchell had to he told the whole entire villa into Abby's face that the only reason that Scott and Abby are coupled up is because Mitchell did not want Abby anymore. I would say there's a lot of truth to that statement, but like, really? He came with some nastiness. So then Scott came back and said, excuse me, the only reason that you even got a chance with Abby is because you were single for 3 weeks. I'm like, Scott ate that. Like, Scott ate that. Scott ate that. You know, but there's truth on both sides. There's truth on both sides, because if Mitchell didn't really, I guess, say he got the ick from Abby and basically tossed her to the wind, Abby would have still been on Mitchell. Like, let's keep it a buck. Abby would have still been on Mitchell if he didn't tell the whole entire villa that he got the ick from her and basically tossed her to the wind and pied her in front of the whole entire villa. Like, Abby would have still been on Mitchell. The only reason that she's not is because I guess she has a little bit of dignity, you know, to not go back. So it is what it is. But, you know, we got the battle of Fiat 500. You know, they battling it out right now. I just need Abby and Scott to get out of that villa. Like, I just do not like that couple together at all. It's giving force. It's giving like, please leave the villa. His time is up. Like, I don't want to see that going to the finals at all. But anyway, guys, that was episode 39 of Love Island Season 10 review. And anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.